Welcome to Over the Line, the football debate show by fans for fans. Once again, my name is Dave O, and I'm the host of today's show. And joining me, we've got a full house. We've got John, Cyril, Gav, Nigel, and Kunle. Lads, welcome to all of you. How are we?
Feeling very good.
All good, man. What's going on?
Looking
Yeah.
forward to today.
I bet you are.
Humble to be here.
Indeed. Right. So, we're dealing with the review of the week as normal. So, just to run through the results from the weekend. First match up on the Saturday, we had Liverpool winning the Merseyside Derby, beating Everton 2-1 at Anfield. Followed up, we had Brighton drawing 2-2 with Tottenham. I believe Brighton may have been 2 up in that match. Next up, Burnley drew 1-1 at home to Nottingham Forest. Ange Postecoglou, or however you want to pronounce his name, still waiting for a first win as Nottingham Forest manager. So that recruit has gone well so far. We had West Ham losing at home 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Graham Potter continues to disappoint the West Ham fans. Not sure how much longer he's going to survive in that job. Wolves lost 3-1 at home to Leeds. I think it's fair to say Wolves look odds on to go down. Worst team in the league, along with West Ham. Man United beat Chelsea 2-1. Congrats to you, Nigel. Congrats to you, Cyril. The less said about that match, the better, but I'm sure we're going to touch on that as we move through the show. Fulham beat Brentford 3-1 in the late game on the Saturday. And then today's results, Sunday, you had Bournemouth drawing 0-0 with Newcastle, which was a great result for me in fantasy football because I had Senesi and Nick Pope, so that's 12 defensive points there minimum. Sunderland drew 1-1 with Aston Villa. Emery continues to do Emery things. And finally, we had Arsenal drawing 1-1 at home to Man City. And the reason I chuckle with that is because I know you guys are dying to get into that match. But first, we are going to touch on the Merseyside Derby because, John, I know your time is limited. So I just want to give the opportunity to speak, have your say, give us your thoughts on the Liverpool victory and also what that means in terms of the title, having seen Arsenal draw 1-1 with Man City and both teams drop points.
So, Liverpool, Everton, Merseyside Derby. Not the most talked about derby in the world, I guess. It's not the most popular, but still important for us, nevertheless. What I will say is about the game in itself, the first half was probably the best 45 minutes I've seen from us so far this season in terms of our performance. Someone could argue the first goal was lucky because of was it the first goal? I can't remember. But however, it was that second half performance was again characteristic. I think that's happened a lot so far this season. I think that's kind of why there's been question marks on Slot, on Liverpool, our defense, our attack, Verts, Lil Uzi Verts. Yes, I've heard all the names. But so far so good. Can't complain too much. I think for the fact as well that Arsenal did drop points today kind of made that victory a little bit sweeter, considering they're meant to be our title challengers this season, and with City as well, actually. And I guess coming to that game a little bit, I guess the draw was kind of the result I think everyone wanted, I would say. I think from a perspective of, Arsenal get not as many points and City don't get as many points. I think I'd rather that than you both, either one of you have 3 points, basically. So, but it's early doors, 5 games in. Don't want to say too much. Because don't want to say too much, but yeah, happy with the result.
Do you know what? And when you think about it, yeah, it's actually the perfect weekend for Liverpool because all of our predictions for the top 4 this season was Man United. Sorry, no, it wasn't. It was Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal. And Liverpool were the only team to actually pick up 3 points because Chelsea dropped points, City and Arsenal dropped points. It's actually a perfect weekend for Liverpool.
Good point.
I say it was perfect weekend for United too, but
we'll come to United in a sec. Gav, let me bring you in here, man. Seeing Liverpool win the derby and seeing us drop points, man. Give us your thoughts on the weekend.
Liverpool, when they went 1-0 up, I was highly frustrated. and then that just doubled up when they scored the second. They're still conceding. I'm not. I don't know. I'm interested to hear from John. Honestly, I don't think we'll get honest on this show from him. If he honestly just sees this leaking goals and how they've been playing over the last X amount of games, running throughout the season, because when you talk about our game today, obviously I'm disappointed. We dropped 2 points as an opportunity. City aren't the old City. There's a lot of things I'd like to talk about City, but probably going to get told I'm making excuses, etc. So it's long. But I just think Liverpool is still we can still get at them. I'm not worried as such. If we had lost today, that would have been a bigger blow. But the way City set up, maybe it's not Arteta trying to copy Pep anymore. Maybe it's turned around now. I don't know, because that looked very Stokish today. John, you okay? Are you okay? Because I'm just saying, if a couple of weeks ago when Arteta tried to do the same thing, you and your bridge and Nigel were saying that that's not what you do when you go to people that you're competing for the league with. You don't play for the draw. If they had gone for the win, if they didn't take off their number 9 and put 11 behind the ball, they might have got 3 points today, maybe. But it's not about City. Going back to what it is about, I think we're still gettable. I just wonder if John thinks, like, are you not worried? Are you like, Arsenal not a worry for you anymore? Because your prediction was us winning the league. Have you thrown that away now?
No. I still give you, because I still believe you've got the best squad out of everyone. You've got enough to cope with the demands of Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup, all of that good stuff. So I give that to you guys. I think where you're flattering to deceive, and some of you, because there are Arteta is and Arteta ins, Arteta outs, but it is the manager. And I think when we get onto today's game, I believe he's the reason why you lost today's game. And I think that's kind of the flaw in Arsenal at the moment. I think when you compare it to Slot's got a league title on his back now, so he's got that to fall back on. Whereas Arteta's got, and again, I'm not trying to troll or do anything like that, but he's got the second back to back. Do you get it? So it's about him getting over the line. So is he the man? Is he the right guy to bring this elite squad that you've built over the last 4 seasons now? Like, is he the guy to get you over the line? That is the question, because I feel he's a major reason why you didn't get 3 points today.
I don't think you're wrong about today. I think, especially in hindsight, he went in scared. Or you're not even scared. I don't get the Marino thing personally. I don't get the Marino thing. Everyone says, "Oh, we're playing 3 defensive midfielders." That's factually not true. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's just not a creative midfielder either. He's a midfielder that I don't actually quite understand what he does. So I get why you play him. Go on.
So sorry, Gav. And you also had Eze and Nwaneri on the bench. So that, again, you're at home. You've got 2 creative talents on the bench that you could easily utilize. Again, if you're away, I can understand that setup. The setup I don't understand is when you're at home, you're trying to get 3 points. Like, the Emirates is meant to be your fortress. It's where you pick up most of your points. And I feel like, and I asked Kunle this at the beginning, it's like, does it feel like a loss? And he said, yeah. Because I feel it was an opportunity missed.
I don't personally feel like it's a loss. I'm disappointed we didn't win though. If I would have been pissed if we lost. I'm not pissed. I'm annoyed. But at the end of the day, like,
it feels like a loss though. It feels like a loss. Not like it's a loss.
I'm telling you what I feel. You can ask me or you can tell me that. I'm telling you it don't feel like a loss. Yeah. I'm annoyed, but it don't feel like a loss.
Kunle, John's mentioned it that you said that you felt like it's a loss. Like, elaborate on that for us.
Because this City team are not great. I've seen are Brighton a better team than us?
No.
I saw Brighton 1-0 down, put it on them 1-2-1 at home. So when that lineup came out, you all saw my thoughts, and there were comments about what I said, blah blah blah. But the reason why I said this is very simple. We have all been watching City for the last season and a bit, and everyone can recognize this is not the same City, and their defense is not the same defense. So when you saw, well, for me personally, once I saw Rice, Marino, Zubimendi, you can already think of what the mindset is that you've already sent out onto the pitch before you've even stepped out. So imagine if instead of seeing that, even the Trossard one that came out of nowhere, even everyone's like, I thought it'd be maybe Martinelli, because as much as I still call it, he's still Martin, but he's moving slowly back to the Martinelli name. But one thing he does, he runs in behind. City are known, they don't know how to handle counter-attack, fast football. They crumble all the time. That's how Tottenham beat them. That's how Brighton beat them. So to see that setup that Arteta put out, in my head, I'm just thinking, why? If at home, with all the money we've spent, the squad that we've now built, if you still don't believe in your team to go out there and beat this City team, what are we doing here? Because you said it. We built a squad. Why are we complaining? It wasn't even complaining. My question was, why did we buy Eze? We bought Eze, so if Odegaard is missing, he can slip straight in, and it's into his best position. Everyone says Eze is not a winger; he's a 10. This was his opportunity as a 10 at home, and and the thing is, you reference something which sort of leads into. It's similar to how a lot of fans are starting to think like Arteta, because you said Eze doesn't understand our press or defensive structure. Why are we worried about defending all the time? Why we have all these attackers to attack? Let City worry about us. Why are we worried about them? I've been asked many times by certain fans, "Oh, Arsenal going to win the league?" And I've said it many times. This squad 100% can win the league. But my only concern is Arteta. And each time, when it comes to the big games, he keeps doing things that makes me question, do you believe in this team? Because I'm sorry, if we started with Gyökeres, Martinelli, Eze, Madueke, we would have won that game. Because if you start off defensive and then concede, it's very hard to then switch it. Because Moreno is not going to start spraying passes left and right and dropping his shoulder and beating a man. But that's not his game. And and you could tell Arteta knew he'd made a mistake, because at half time, immediate substitutions. So
we were a lot better in that second half as well.
We dominated the second half. We weren't better. We dominated. Yes, they had little breaks here and there, but overall, you saw what Pep did. Pep reverted to prime Stoke. He said, anyone who's 6'2", get on the pitch. We're going to defend for our lives. And when you're taking off your,
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm saying when you see him take off his bagsman, he's signaling, we ain't trying to score no more. We are going to just try and hold out for this. And I just felt if you put it on them from minute one, why don't wait to 45? Minute one, I think would have won that game comfortably. And that's my frustration.
I don't disagree.
Sorry, Gav. Before you go on, I will let you have your say. Just a quick one, Kunle. Had he stuck it on them from the beginning, you feel that we would have beat City, right?
Yes.
Had he done the same thing, had he done the same thing at Anfield, do you think we would have won that game? Because he did that same thing.
But this is the thing. But this is the difference. That's Anfield. This is our home. This is supposed to be our fortress. Why are teams coming to our fortress and we're playing scared? They should be coming to us thinking, raw, he's got Eze, they've got Madueke, they've got Martinelli, Gyökeres. How are we coping? What are we going to do to hold on to this? Instead, they're seeing Moreno, Rice, Zubimendi like, we can handle this midfield. And everyone knows midfield is one of the key battles. You win your midfield battle, you're already halfway there. And I just felt too many times, because you think about it, we got Newcastle next away. What do you think the midfield's going to be?
Same one as today.
Exactly. And
but that's the game to play it, though. That's the game to play it.
Yeah. No, but you say it's the game to play it, but each time he does that, it's a very fine line between the winning and the losing. And what happens is, once we concede, it's like you can't just turn it on.
If anything, you should do it that way. You should go get the
I
goal
feel it, and that's the thing, exactly. And I've seen lesser teams than us have gone up to Newcastle, put it on them, and they've crumbled. If you turn this, at some point we have to believe we are the big team we say we are, and we have to start going to these grounds and putting our imprint on them. It's too many times Arteta, he's always worried, how can we counteract this? We know I've said that we've probably got the best defense in the league. So trust it. If you think you have the best defense in the league, trust the defense and let your attackers attack. I don't know where you're going, whoa, John. As a collective, we have the best defense. I don't know. You may have the best defender. We have the best defense.
No, someone said in the world. I was like, relax. Best defense
in
the world is crazy. Best defense is crazy.
We do have
best defense in the world.
They do have the best defense in the world.
Oh, so in the
world.
Name a better one,
No, but-
John.
No, but in the world, we are considered one of the best in the world as a defensive unit.
What's it based on? What's it based on, guys? What's it based on?
Number of goals.
What is a better defense? You know that you must know the better one if you're telling
I'm
us to calm
asking
down.
where did no? Am I
No,
trying to
There's-
ask
there's no-
where this
I'm asking you.
best defense in
I'm
the
asking you, bro.
world?
I can say it based
No,
on
I'm asking you. I'm
the
asking you.
chances.
You said
The
it, I didn't
chances.
say it.
No. We say best defense based. It's based on how many chances we concede. Not many teams get. When's the last time you've seen an Arsenal game where Raya is having to do the game of his life? Left, right, left, right, left, right. As a unit, we are. I think I can't think of maybe not even Inter because we saw what happened to them against PSG, and that was their full lineup.
Who do you think's better? Who do you think's better in the world?
PSG.
The fact you're looking up tells you there ain't that many.
You're so confident. I thought you had them. I thought you had them locked
No,
and
he
loaded.
said it, and I questioned it. I asked a question.
But you can't
He
question.
said it.
But
I questioned. That's it.
You didn't question nothing. You told him to calm down. You told him to
He
calm
said-
down.
I was like, what? Best in the world? I was like, it
You
triggered
said
me.
cut.
I was like, what? In the world?
it triggered you, but when you think about it, it's true.
I was like, it didn't sit right. So I was like, whoa, guys, let's just relax, take it easy, just have a nice conversation. We won't take it too far, but sorry, can continue. Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted.
But the fact that you can't name a better defense would say that suggest he's right.
I know I'm right. And on that note, I want to bring in the Man United boys now to Kunle has said a lot, and I sit here and I listen to him, and honestly, it's hard for me to argue his points because before he got on, I had made some of those very points when it was just me, John, and Cyril in backstage. So it's hard for me to. I'm not going to get triggered like I did the last time Arsenal had a crappy result, right? But in seeing the gameplay or the game plan from today, Arteta has made more of the same mistakes, and that's fine. Cyril, man, let's bring you in, man. Give us your analysis from what you've seen from Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Everton. Give us your view on what you see.
Cool. So Liverpool, I have what everyone's saying about the defense. They're gonna go on a bad run and all of that stuff. There, like we can talk about all of that. At the end of the day, what we are seeing is they're not performing to their best, but they're getting 3 points, and anyone would take that. I don't care who it is. But the only thing is, there is the stats that's coming up, and again, I'm not one of those to be like conspiracy or whatever. But in terms of the extra time that this lot actually getting in their games from the refs and all of that stuff there, it's beginning to like add up a little bit to seem a bit weird.
It's looking weird, isn't it? It's looking weird.
It's looking a bit weird still. So that was all I gotta say to that. But end of the day, if they're winning, they're getting the points. That's all that matters. Because if it was the other way around, everyone's gonna take the 3 points and keep it moving. With the United thing, same thing. We got 3 points. Was it exciting to see that we could only do as well as we were doing with 10 men? Not really, but at the same time, to be fair, we did start off quite well, so it's not like it was just when it got men out to 10 men. We did start off quite well. But obviously, we still got the 3 points, and I think that's all that matters at the end of the day. I think we can see Mbeumo is looking really good there. One thing that was really annoying and frustrating, because what happened to Højlund, I don't want it to happen to Sesko as well. So
you worried about Sesko?
Yeah. So what happened to Højlund in terms of his service? So there was a situation where we were 2-0 down. I'm 2-0 up. And Ahmed, all he had to just do was just cross the ball, and it should have been a little tap in, and the ball didn't come. It just reminded this gave me like PTSD from Garnacho when he had chances to pass, he would shoot or he would do something random. So again, that decision making in that part there, the balls, there was no decent balls coming into him. So again, kind of if you think about Gyökeres as well, it's the same thing. You kind of just is there, but he's not getting the service that he actually needs to do what he needs to actually do. So no one actually mentioned Gyökeres in this game as well because he just he didn't
do anything.
But it's the same as but these players do need the service as well when you really really deep that. So that's really all I gotta say. I got 3 points. I'm I'm 3 points. I'm keeping it moving. That's all I'm all about right now.
Yeah. Nigel, 3 points closer to your 65-point target for United. Give us your view on the United game, the Liverpool game, the Arsenal game. What would you want to say?
I think Conley said absolutely everything I wanted to say about the Arsenal Man City game. I actually, he's one of the very few Arsenal fans I can completely agree with when they speak of their own team's performance. I thought you articulated it perfectly. What do I believe? I believe that if you want to win the league, if you consider yourself, first of all, I do agree that you are the best defensive. I can't think of a better defensive unit than the one that Arsenal have. You may call out individual players, you may do that, but as a unit, I can't think of a better one. And I do believe what Conley said is that you trust your team to go out and win, especially at home, and especially against another team that you consider may be able to pip you to the title. I find it ludicrous that anyone could think of anything, any opinion other than that. Okay, you are at home. You after the Man City game, after the Haaland goal, you guys absolutely dominated that match. But it was side to side. It wasn't until Martinelli came on that you started to penetrate. And actually, I kind of laughed when Madueke was signed, but no, I didn't laugh. I chuckled. But I believe that he was your biggest threat, and I was actually truly surprised that you took him off a half time. I thought that was on the same level as Maresca taking off Neto in order that in the substitutions against Man United. He had the beating of O'Reilly, and I believe he added Eze and everyone else onto that. I mean, goodness knows. I also believe when it comes to Gyökeres, he's not a bad player. I think that football moved in a way that we forgot to play with a centre forward, and we have to relearn that. Okay, he's a talented striker, as is Sesko and everyone else. But all this false start and everything that Pep taught football, everyone went down this route, and we have to get back to remembering how to play with a proper number 9, how I grew up, how it should be played. And hopefully that will come through. And then when that does, then you will see players like Sesko and Gyökeres and all the other number 9s in the league come through. I will say that. I don't believe it's a issue with the forwards themselves. Football moves so far away from how I grew up watching the game that we have to relearn it. And that's my opinion on that. But when it does come to win games like this, that you just have to win games like this. I know that you guys got riled up when I said about the comment about beating your title rivals. It's pity that John just dropped off, but I was looking at Slot beat Pep. And when Klopp did win the league against the Premier League champions, which was Man City, they had already won the league by the time they played Man City, even though they beat them 4-0, I think it was. But they had already won the league. Like, you can't. It's 5 points behind Liverpool. I'm not saying it's insurmountable, but it's fine margins at the top.
Just quickly, your Cody for that statement, he's rescinded it. He rescinded it this morning. It's not title rivals. He doesn't. He said he's changed it.
Yeah. I mean,
Nige, you speechless.
Still there, Nige?
Yeah. Is it my internet?
I think you've left. Yeah, there he is.
I was saying John retracted that statement about you having title rivals at home.
Oh, okay. Let me reiterate that when Liverpool won the league, they did beat the neighbours title, the Premier League champions at the time. But anyway, we move on. When it comes to the Manchester United,
was that the COVID one? That's a good. I didn't know that. Was that the COVID one?
Yeah, they already won the league by the time they play City. But when it comes to the Manchester United game, they started Cyril, you would agree with me. They started how we started almost. If you take Grimsby out the picture, we started how we've actually started every single match. And you're completely correct in terms of the service that we're providing our forwards, and we are missing chances. I was hoping that this season I wouldn't see an XG higher than the goals that we actually put away, at least be on par. But we are. Everybody will say that Chelsea. I think you alluded to it as well. That because the Chelsea goalkeeper got sent off, that we we managed to win the game. But no, we actually they were rabbits in headlights. They didn't know what hit them. And for the 5 minutes, I was incredibly encouraged by what we saw. The Casemiro send, believe that was a second yellow. I believe that if Sanchez hadn't been sent off, no, I don't believe that would have been a booking. You would have done what every other referee would have done, and kind of issuance, but we didn't get that. When it did go down to 10 men each, you can see that we haven't won in a while, and then nervous crept in. I thought the crowd were fantastic throughout the match, and we did what we had to do in order to win them. Because if anybody would know that, God knows how many times we have thrown away a lead, and even gone on to lose a game. The goalkeeper, I didn't see any critical blunders. There was one that he palmed it into the box. That was a bit dangerous. But aside from that, I think my defense held strong. I think the keeper didn't make any errors. And when you said about Sesko, the one thing that he did do is, if you remember with Højlund, if the ball went long, he wasn't able to either flick it on or control the ball or any of that. In 45 minutes, I think he saw Sesko do that 2 or 3 times. And even for the sending off for Sanchez, he did win the flick on, and Mbeumo ran in behind. And if you ask me, I'll prefer that Sanchez didn't foul and didn't get the red card, and then we went on to score, because then you would have seen us absolutely bamboozle them at home at Old Trafford. So I'm pleased with the performance. Yes, I understand why he went squeaky bum time towards the end, and that's because of our recent results, and they were desperate to get 2 wins in a row at Old Trafford. And so I'm happy with what I saw. Now, what's important is that we go on against Brentford, I believe, is next away, and win that game, and then hopefully we can continue to close the gap.
Do you feel that result has bought Amorim extra time?
Yeah, of course. But I just think is one bad game away from it being back to where it was before this game. That's just how the fans are, and that's just how it is. Again, I think people were looking to see how we performed in this game, and I think the performance in terms of attacking is being great. I think just the finishing has just not been great, and obviously the final balls into the box has not been great. But outside of that, the way we actually, if you think about the Arsenal game, the way we actually attacked to the Chelsea game, the attack looked great. I mean, Brema's been doing good. Cunha came on as well, and Cunha did what Cunha's been doing. One thing I was going to mention, De Ligt, talk about the defense and stuff. Like De Ligt, he's been looking good. He's been looking good. I've actually been quite impressed with him. He's been the last minute tackles. I was actually, when Maguire went off, I didn't want it to go off, to be fair. Which is a weird thing to be saying, but so I mean, look, I think the thing is this: let's see how the games go. I think it's positive going forward. Definitely, the midfield situation needs to be. Oh yeah, when Kobe came on as well, again, another positive there as well. So yeah, so there's positives to find. And so I think until we keep on getting more negatives, then whatever. But for now, we found some positives. If he gets, to the end of this, end of Christmas and beyond, and we're getting 3 points, as long as we're getting 3 points, that's all that matters. I don't want us to have another change and then go through that whole process again. So I'd rather him get it right than us kicking him out. But it is what it is. If it happens, just have to deal with it.
Your next 4 games, because
Brentford.
you're out the League Cup and you're not in Europe. So your next 4 games, you got Brentford away. Got Brentford away, Sunderland home, Liverpool away, and then Brighton at home. how do you see those fixtures going? Because Man United strike me as a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde sort of team. Like, you turn up in the big games, and then against the Grimsbys, you do what you do.
Look, all I can tell you, let me answer this for you. We are currently 3 points behind Arsenal, and we've had and you guys are mocking us. What I will say is this: let us get to 9-10 games, as I said to you, and then when the table settles down, and then let's wait for your comments. Up until now, with all the noise that's been around our team, Liverpool aside, everybody else is within 3 points. Literally everybody else is within 3 points. Okay, so let's just wait until game week 9, game week 10, and then let's address that question then. Until now,
Nigel,
you guys are 3 points ahead of us.
Nigel, what did you see? So you said something. I want some clarity on it. You wished Sanchez didn't foul him, and then they didn't go down to 10 men. You think?
Yeah. I think it ruined the game. Don't you think it ruined the game? I do.
You don't think that benefited Man United?
No, I think no. Look,
Okay.
If the problem that we've had is not putting away our chances. If you look at when Abraham was taken down, he was definitely going to score. Unless you guys are going to tell me he wasn't going to score, right?
No,
so
I get
if you look at the way that the issue is when we have been on top, we haven't converted. And as I keep saying on this show, goals change games. Goals change games, right? As long as you able to put away our chances, then you will see.
But you did convert against 10 men, and it still turned into squeaky bum time towards the end. So I'm just
but we won. Yeah, but we won.
I'm hearing that. What my point is that why?
No, but we won. But we even if we had stayed on and we have won, even if we had won 1-0, 11 against 11, but we won 1-0 and continued to play the way that we did and dominate our home that you did against Man City. Because I actually think you guys, take away the Haaland goal, I think you guys dominated the game. And if Man United had played against the 1-0 victory and we continued to play the way that we've done, I would have taken it. I would have been happy.
But what minute did he get? When it quite early in the game, Sanchez got sent off.
It was 5 minutes,
I think.
So I don't get what you saw in them 5 minutes to make you think that you would have gone 90 minutes. Dominated.
Yeah, but you know, it's impossible to even answer that question because it never happened. No, but it's impossible. Yeah. My point is, it's impossible to even answer that for you because we didn't win it.
So I'm trying to understand where you got to your conclusion. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me say again because all the other times when we have started well, let me answer for you. All the other times when we have started well, we hadn't finished off our chances. And I'm saying the difference was at this time, he would have put it away. And as I always say, goals change games. And then you would be able to see a confident Man United going forward.
But you didn't, it weren't a penalty. Like you scored some time after he got sent off. So you did convert your goals. And it still turned into squeaky bum time towards the end. After Chelsea have had to, we know what it's like when a keeper gets sent off. You got to take off an off-field a player from that outfield player. You got to rejig everything, and all plans go out the window.
I don't think that Merseyside had to make those changes. I don't think he had to take off both the wingers and Palmer. No, I think that's a failure on his side.
I agree.
That was completely unnecessary.
Cool. Well, all right. I just don't get where you're seeing that from, and it's interesting.
All I can tell you, what I can tell you is this: is that De Ligt was monstrous. Our defense held up, and if you can take away the one-headed goal, which I think is criminal for someone to score unchallenged in our box, right? Other than that, do you even remember them taking a shot? No, you don't. So, other than that, we played extremely well. We contained the game and did what we had to do. And we won the game. That's it.
Okay, it's interesting. Everyone's perspective on football changes game to game. That's all that just concerns me.
No. Mine's very clear.
Just remember you said that as well, Gav. Just remember you said that because sometimes it does change based on what the team is.
Not really, but at the end of, I think it's just interesting how you see things for that particular game that the sending off didn't make a difference for Chelsea. You actually would have preferred.
Of course it would. No, course, it made a difference for Chelsea, but we would have been 1-0 up in the ascendancy at home, and I believe we would have put them away. Right? I know you guys are watching the headlines and everything like that, but listen, we've been playing a lot better than. There's a couple of results that stand out. And that's why I actually do give you guys credit for how you did against Man City, because how they put us away last week, I was expecting the same, especially when they went 1-0 up. I was really impressed, actually, how you contained them and how you pushed them and put them under constant pressure for the remainder of the game. And you made Pep resort to Maresca tactics. I actually applaud you for that. I do.
Do you think if we celebrated like City did at the end of today's game when they celebrated last season, do you think that would have been okay?
But
If
did
you
I not
celebrated-
Sorry, let me answer.
So you don't remember Haaland, stay humble there? You don't remember where all that stems from? Do you remember the game?
Did they equalize or did you peg them back? I don't know. It depends.
We went 1-0 up, got a man sent off. We went 1-0 up, was on the ascendancy, got a man sent off, and then
and then you guys were against your and they scored in like the 90-something minute, right?
Last game, and it was amazing that they done this against 10 men, and we were Stoke City.
There's always something when you score a 90th minute, anything.
Yeah,
right?
I'm saying the objective changes from game to game, because last year it was stay humbler, and man was
even today. What you say that, but today you guys got a 92nd minute equalizer, and actually I applauded. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I said, okay, they didn't lose that one. Okay, you're still in. If you had lost that one, no, you can't say that, because actually I actually commended you. They took off Haaland and put 11 men against the ball and said we want to see out this game. It's not easy to break down a team that all they want to do is make sure that they take away a 1-0 win. Actually, and Martinelli, of all the players, he made the run in behind that
we were begging to do.
You hadn't done since Man.
Yeah, I agree. But my confusion was the fact that you did not like. I presumed from what you said that you agreed with Kunle that it should have felt like a loss. But
I feel the team you put out, you showed way too much respect to a Man City team that's not the Man City team of the last 5 years. That's what I agree. I believe that your squad, I genuinely believe that your squad that you've acquired this summer is you've definitely got the best defense in the league. And other than Newcastle, you've probably got the best. No, you have got the best midfield central three in the league. And as an attacking force, you're over after signing Eze, crazy. And when Man City were in their heyday, I don't believe they would have put a team out that you put out today. And that's what I'm just saying to you. When it comes to challenging for the league and asserting yourself and laying down a marker saying, we are here, this title is ours, the lineup I saw today, I couldn't believe when I saw Trossard in your starting 11. Yeah. I don't believe. And it just makes me feel that you believe it yourself, or your manager at least. I believe your players do. I don't believe your manager believes that you have what it takes to go on and just beat people, just beat the teams and win the league.
I don't know which City player said it. I think it was last season or the season before, when they said something about not coming to play for a draw but playing for a win.
Rodri.
Yeah.
But then they did the same thing today. But the game he was referring to, they did the same thing today. So this is what
the 1-0 up is different. You got a 92-minute equalizer. It's a bit different. But you take the lead.
The way they would set up at the beginning is the point.
We went ahead like City went ahead, and we defended like City defended. And Rodri came out after the game, after Haaland scored in the last minute, and said, "You don't do that if you're trying to win the league." But that's where the statement Google's, bro.
No. But you know, okay, you know, wait, hold on. You went down to 10 men, but if you look at the 11s, right, when you start the match, when the referee blows the whistle, I believe the 11s they wanted to win the match. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you look at the 11s, if I look at Man City's 11, I believe they went to win. They tried to win the game. when I look at your one, it looked like you were trying to, I don't know, win from a set piece or something. You know, your draw's not too bad. Maybe get a set piece in and then win the game if you're lucky. That's how I perceive both lineups. I mean, you guys are the Arsenal fans. You see your team week in, week out. Maybe you can tell me something else.
On paper, it looked like that, but when you watch the game, what did you see City try and do? Honestly, did they try to go toe to
No. I didn't see in the first half. No, forget them. What did I see? Arsenal at home.
About Arsenal.
That's my question.
I didn't see. No, it's more the Arsenal. It's more Arsenal. What did I see? Arsenal at home in the first half. When you made your subs, I still was. I was still surprised you brought Madueke because if anyone, he was getting joy against O'Reilly.
He was, yeah. I was surprised we took him off.
100%.
Yeah.
But my question.
And so when you took him off, that didn't say to me a team that's looking to win the league and beat your rivals, whoever you call your rivals. I just didn't see that. That's my point last week, and that's my issue with your team.
Dave Kunle, do you agree that it was negative taking off Madueke and putting on Saka?
Yeah, I didn't. There was no need for Saka.
Interesting.
This it goes back to my whole why I say it's not the team, it's the manager. The manager, he has a big imprint on this team, and I feel that he's so hell bent on control and structure. He just doesn't allow people just to be free. Because, like I said, if that and the lineup I initially stated at the start: Gyökeres, Martinelli, Eze, Madueke. That is pace. That is everything City hates. And I just don't understand why he just doesn't. The handbrake is always on, and he waits for. And we for us to beat Liverpool, because whether we like it or not, as much as bad as Liverpool playing, as much as there's I can see holes in their armor. It's not the same defense. All these things, they're already 5 points, and they haven't. Whether they haven't clicked into gear, we haven't clicked into gear. But if we both click into gear, nothing still changes. They're still going to be ahead, and now they have room to lose because now we're going to St James's Park. We know how that goes, so we have to change that narrative, and that again will. When I see the lineup again, it will show me where Arteta's mind is. But I think we play after Liverpool, so if Liverpool win their game, that's 8 points.
Do you think the games we've played matter? Because I'm trying to remember who Liverpool played. Obviously,
no, the games that we've played don't matter. But the point what you're just saying. But we said this last year. They ain't played no one. We ain't played no one. We ain't played. And before we knew it, we were 12 points behind. And we're like, what happened? The reason why us all look back to last season is that yes, they may drop off, but that we can still drop off. And that's what we did last year. Every time they gave us they opened the door for us, we fell over as we walked through. They would open the door for us again. We fall over as we walk through. So I don't really care about. I'm not even looking at Liverpool. I'm worried about us, and I'm worried about the things Arteta does when it comes to the big games. And in the chat, I put it in that if we don't service Gyökeres, he's just going to look like Brock Lesnar up front, trying to fight everyone. And that's all he chases lost cause. You have to barge someone. He'll get a throw and get a free kick. But that's not why he's there. We're not servicing him, and he's going to start looking. He's not a bad player. He's not elegant on the eye. He would. You're never going to see him play like Isak but he's a gunman. Give him the chance, he will score. But we are not servicing him, and that was my fear when we actually. He's the guy I wanted, but with that came the fear of what Arteta will he adapt, or we just keep the same thing. And it's similar to what Nigel actually said, that I think teams have forgotten how to play with a traditional number 9. So obviously we had Havertz, and he would drop deep, get into the play and all that.
Did we end with Martinelli, Gyökeres up top? Were they playing 2 up top at the end?
I don't know what the formation was.
We went 3-5-2.
We just had
it was Martinelli, Gyökeres, Eze, and then your mid Rice, and he took us to
Wanyeri. Then
is Rice?
Wanyeri came on as well. And Wanyeri
it was a whole. I don't know. I ain't care. Liverpool do Liverpool.
I think your squad. When I saw his substitutions, apart from the last one you bought on the defender, honestly, your bench. Oh my God, Wanyeri, Saka, Eze. But I did think to myself, but why are so many of these quality players on the bench, and you're trying to win?
That's a problem.
And
That's
then
a major problem for us. I don't know. I feel we'll be okay. I'm probably deluded. But I think the season's long.
Yo, what happened?
All right, let's end this because we're at the 45-minute mark now. So I kind of want to bring it to a close soon. Let's end this again. I'm going to ask each of you just one question, and I just want a short answer, yes or no. Yeah. Cyril, you there?
No, I don't know what happened just now.
Okay, your camera's off, but we can hear you. So we'll
Is
come
my camera
to you,
off?
Kunle. The
Yeah,
camera's
your
off,
camera's
but
off.
we can hear you. So Kunle, we'll come to you. Okay, just a short answer. Is Arteta the right guy to get Arsenal over the line? Pun intended.
After me first.
If I'm in all honesty, based on what I've seen to date, I would have to say no, because he's not showing me he's changed in certain aspects. He's not showing me he's learning quickly, because at some point you have to believe in the squad you've built, and each time he keeps showing me why he still has hesitations, and the lineup always gives it away about your initial intent before a ball's even kicked. And you saw my disappointment. That's why I wasn't ranting. It's just more it my fear frustration, because I look at the squad we have and I think, and I looked at the City we're about to play and I thought we can beat these guys, but he had to pick the right team. So when I saw that midfield three, it was very disappointing, and I don't know if he has that. I don't know. At some point you have to
So
go for it.
is he the guy? Is he the guy for you?
I think I similar to Liverpool. I think he's our Brendan Rodgers.
Okay, fair enough. So that's a no then. Gav, is he the right guy in your opinion?
Head versus heart. My head says no. My heart says yes. I want him to be the guy. I want him to win it. I want him to.
No,
I think
that's not the question. Is he the guy?
I'm trying to do a little monologue like Kunle. I think I'm going to say yes. He is the guy. I think he'll get us over the line. But I also want to put in brackets, if you don't do it this season, then this is the thing. I'm not scared for Arsenal. If like some people are saying it's this season or bust, it's this season or bust for Arteta. That's my opinion, and I've said it a few times.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the squad,
Cyril.
If I'm a rival that doesn't think Arteta's the guy, then I'd be worried about Berta having the opportunity to bring in the guy, because I think he will, and we'll be fine because the squad's stacked.
Okay, Cyril, do you think he's the guy?
No. I think when I've heard something about generational manager or something along those lines there, I'm like, yeah, he's been able to build a squad, but situations like what we're talking about right now doesn't make him generational at all, because as we just said just now, Brighton can go to or Brighton can do something, play how they play or whatever against a team like City. I think he's done a really good job to be able to build that squad. And Eze was when you look at Eze, I was like, damn son. But nah, I don't think he is the guy. I think I said it maybe a couple of seasons ago that he is your Brendan Rodgers. I said it time ago, and I was shut down, and I was da. So what I will see is by the end of the season, like everyone has said, I think at the start of the season, Kunle did mention something about how, yeah, you got the squad, but do you have the manager? I think by the end of the season, more situations like this will happen. Like if this situation happened, just imagine that you guys didn't score. Imagine Matilda didn't score. Think about how this conversation would have been going. And it probably wouldn't have been about the squad. It would have been about the decisions that was actually made, and that was made by Arteta. So right now, and then when you think about, I think Nigel mentioned it as well, might have been John, when you start going into Champions League and everything else and managing the team and, certain games where you have to be able to actually attack the game in a certain way, if he starts doing this with more dangerous teams, chances are, fans are going to be a lot more upset, and the results are going to probably not be as good as where things are at. So, yeah, I don't think he's the one.
For you to know, Nigel, is he the guy to take Arsenal over the line?
A manager who plays Mourinho when you got all those options on the bench will tell me no. And I will say this because you guys said whether it's him or not, and if he was to leave, you're not scared for the future of Arsenal because of who will come in. I think if you do not lay down a true market this season, you will lose Saliba to Real Madrid, and if that happens, you will lose that title of the best defense in the league, and then the cracks will start to happen, and it will start to go from there. That's my personal opinion.
Have you been watching us?
I don't believe that.
Have you been watching us recently?
I watched every single game you played.
Okay, cool. We've got a replacement.
Mascara.
Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. I'm going to say this one more time. I think Saliba is one of the best defenders. You guys talked about best defenses in the league. I think this guy in the world. I believe Saliba is one of the best defenders on the planet, right? So whoever you brought in, I do not believe is one of the best defenders on the planet. And so I do not believe that someone of his ilk, if you do not win this league, or really push, right, for him to see that there's a future, and you retain Arteta and Real Madrid calling, and you lose him, you lose that spine. The spine is everything in football, right? And I genuinely believe he's one of the best defenders on the planet. So I'm not saying this lightly. I believe, like if Liverpool were to lose Van Dijk before they started winning things, you lose that spine, it's the first crack. And everyone who you brought in, you may say they're this and they're that. Yeah, they're good players. I believe he's one of the best on the planet. Different levels. That's my opinion.
You change your stance if he signs a new contract?
I believe you sign a contract. What does that mean? If anything, this transfer window should have shown you that.
It means Madrid ain't going to.
What does that even mean?
It means Madrid.
If that helps you sleep at night, then
no, I'm
help you sleep at night, then take it, bro.
What does it mean? I'm telling you what I think it means.
I think contracts mean nothing. I think contracts mean nothing. What I do believe is that a man of his ilk will look and say, "Can we win? If you come second again." He will look at that and say, "Can we go again?" If Arteta was to remain in charge, and he will say, "Nah, let me go and join Real Madrid." That's what I believe.
Didn't Ishak sign any contract?
Changing the statement. The statement was, if we don't win the league, Arteta's got to go, and I'm not worried. If we don't win the league and Arteta stays, that's a completely different conversation.
If you don't win, my point is, if you don't win it, I don't believe you can keep someone like of Saliba's talents. If someone like Real Madrid come calling, I believe at that point he would go. And if he was to leave, I believe you will see the first crack.
Do you think Real Madrid pay 100 million for Saliba?
Because I believe he's one of the best defenders on the planet. I genuinely believe he's that good.
I agree. Do you believe Real Madrid pay 100 million for Saliba?
I believe they'll pay whatever it takes to get them.
I don't think they do. They've got their sights on great.
How long has he got on his contract? Because they might do a Trent thing. I don't know how long his contract.
2 after this.
If you believe what's said, he's about to renew, and that's why I asked you the question. He's on the verge of renewing the contract.
Yeah. But it's, there's certain clubs, right? There's certain clubs you can sign what you like. If he doesn't have faith in, if you don't win it and you retain Arteta and he has lost faith, all he's done is just guarantee that you get some good money, right? He's already shown you what can happen. They can pay whatever, but this Saliba at Real Madrid is a different ballgame. He's one of the best defenders on the planet, and Real Madrid buy them kind of players. That's my opinion.
Right. Let me offer my opinion here, and then we'll wrap up. So, is it win or bust? No, I think people that say that is quite nonsense. It's never win or bust, really, right? But for me, do I believe that he's the right guy to take us over the line? I'd like to point out that it was actually me that coined Arteta as our Brendan Rodgers. It wasn't John, it was me. I believe that he is the Brendan Rodgers to us. I've seen enough where I think he's hit his peak, and that is semi-finals of Champions Leagues and second place, and getting knocked out in semi-finals of cup competitions. The reason I say that is because he plays very defensive, and defensive football can only get you but so far. Sometimes you just have to go out there and bad people up, and we have the squad to do that. We just don't have the play style to do that. I will caveat that by saying this: in that first season where we came second and we had that surprising run where Martinelli was scoring and Odegaard was scoring and Saka was scoring, I think that was the 22-23 season, right? Arteta did show that he can play wonderful attacking free-flowing football. If he gets back to that version of himself with this defensive baseline, he can get us over the line, but he has to be willing and daring to do it against the big teams. It's fine and good going and smashing Leeds 5-0. Amazing. But when you're playing 3 DMs against Liverpool and losing, and 3 DMs against City and drawing, to me, that's not good enough. So he has to find that balance. Can he find it? I don't believe that he can, but he has shown that he has it in him. So we'll see. On that note, guys, I want to thank you.
Right, can I also say it's very early in the season. It's very early in the season. I would just like to give us 5 more games, and then this question would we'll be able to answer that fully and properly in about 5. It's very early still.
We'll address it again in 5 games' time. But just to let you
By
know,
the time you've done the North London Derby, by the time you've played the North London Derby, we will know.
All right.
If Marino starts, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, just to let you know, our next 5 games, we've got Newcastle away, West Ham at home, Fulham away, Crystal Palace at home, Burnley away, and then we've got Sunderland away.
That's 5. It's 5 wins. That's 5 wins.
That's what I was. It was our next 5, and then we got Tottenham, and then Chelsea away,
and then Chelsea. Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where we are.
You should be winning the next 5 games in a row. And
well,
then
we've got Newcastle away, so I don't know about that. But we'll see.
Mate, you have to win. You don't want to win the league. You don't want to win the league. 5 wins in a row.
We must.
Yeah, we have to beat Newcastle. If we don't beat Newcastle, then we got problems.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I believe you'll win the next 5 in a row. You'll win the next 5 in a row.
The Newcastle game is next, so next week's show we'll chew the fat on that one. So on that note, guys, thanks for joining me. I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight, viewers. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of Over the Line.